When the vice president is your stepmother, you're sure to get access to some exclusive opportunities. For Ella Emhoff, however, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Or should we say Swiss mountain range? Emhoff's lavish life is partially due to the respective careers of her father, Doug Emhoff, and her stepmother, Vice President Kamala Harris. Since their 2014 wedding, Doug and Harris have become something of a financial and political power couple. Forbes estimates that the pair is worth approximately $8 million based on Doug's billable hours, Harris's salary, and the duo's shared real estate holdings. Doug reportedly earns an average of $1 million per year in his job as a high-power entertainment and media lawyer. He also picks up an extra paycheck in his role as a law professor at Georgetown University. Harris, meanwhile, has been a six-figure earner for over 20 years. The vice president also brings in a sizable salary in the form of royalties for her books The Truths We Hold and Superheroes Are Everywhere. In fact, the New York Post reported that Harris's books have been more financially successful than those published by First Lady Jill Biden. Doug and Harris's collective success has permitted Ella and her brother Cole Emhoff to grow up in quite the comfortable environment. Over the years, Ella has enjoyed access to private schools, a nice home, and vacations to cities like London. Because of her family's comfortable financial situation, Ella Emhoff attended the Wildwood School, a top private school located in Los Angeles, California. Many of Hollywood's latest and greatest have walked through the halls of this institution. As The Hollywood Reporter summarized, some of the Spielberg kids, two of Dustin Hoffman's kids, and all of Demi Moore's brood went. Rob Reiner's kids and a Meryl Streep daughter also are alums. On Grandparents' and Special Friends Day, even Leonardo DiCaprio has been known to grace the classrooms. Of course, not just anybody can attend this exclusive institution. According to the Wildwood School website, school fees are far from being cheap. Tuition for the 2024/25 school year topped off at $50,840 for middle school and high school students. Elementary schoolers, meanwhile, pay $43,990 for a year of coursework.
I really like how we're so connected to our teachers and how we are able to ask them questions and build connections with them.
Despite the high price tag of Emhoff's education, it seems that the California native managed to have a reasonably normal high school experience. She was known to play varsity basketball and even joined the school's competitive swim team. Emhoff's top-notch education did not end at the Wildwood School. The vice president's stepdaughter also went on to continue her studies at Parsons School of Design in New York City. Not unlike Wildwood, studying at Parsons is far from cheap. According to the new school website, full tuition for the 2024/25 school year reaches $28,989 per semester, and that's not including the living expenses in New York City. Luckily, it seems that Emhoff took full advantage of her expensive education. In 2021, she graduated from the institution with a bachelor's in fine arts. On Instagram, the budding artist explained how she had spent her senior year at the institution, writing, "I spent my final year at Parsons creating a collection of knitwear/crochet pieces in response to my adolescent diary and childhood photographs using excess yarn from the pants I was making." She also revealed that her thesis was a pair of knit pants made partially from scraps. Considering the fact that Emhoff now sells each of her knits for thousands of dollars, her time at Parsons seems to have paid off. As an up-and-coming model, designer, and overall fashionista, Emhoff was likely thrilled to attend the 2021 New York Fashion Week. This event, which took place just months after her stepmom took office, attracted big names from across the globe. Unsurprisingly, Emhoff was a part of the festivities, as was her boyfriend, GQ editor Sam Hine. Dressed to the nines in gender-bending clothes, the young couple made a splash. While Hine wore a blazer paired with a skirt, Emhoff wore a more masculine ensemble that included a collared shirt and necktie. Fans of the emerging designer were not surprised to see her feet clad in Oxfords, as opposed to something tippier. As Emhoff herself had told Vanity Fair just weeks prior to the event, "I'm nervous because I am not really good at walking in heels." Since then, Emhoff has become something of a New York Fashion Week regular. At the 2023 iteration of the event, she was praised for embracing a princess look. Of course, Emhoff was also unafraid to dabble in some of the other fashion trends that would go on to take over 2024. One of her best looks at NYFW in February 2024 involved an oversized blazer and a pair of round spectacles that made her confident demeanor pop. In addition to being a fan of fashion, Emhoff is also a model. As a result, she gets to wear some of the coolest clothes in the business. Ever since she had her first runway show in 2021, she has worked with brands ranging from Prada to Mulberry to Balenciaga. As she told Vogue, "There's a red carpet behind me, there are no seats, and all I know is that Balenciaga does the most interesting and creative shows of the season." According to Emhoff, being a part of the fashion industry has always been a dream of hers. As she explained on The Talks, she was confident she wanted to go into design from a young age.
My mom was super into fashion, so I'd always play dress up in her closet and just wear her high heels.
In that sense, Emhoff's runway debut was the culmination of many years of aspirations. In 2024, Emhoff brought her unique sense of style to the ski slopes in St. Moritz, Switzerland. Dressed in bright purple ski wear, Emhoff stood out on the downhill ski runs of one of Europe's most exclusive mountain resorts. Interestingly, no one was more surprised by her funky violet-colored ensemble than Emhoff herself. Commenting on this with Interview magazine, she shared, "I didn't know that I was such a purple girl. I felt like a fashionable Swiss kid. I had a full underlayer, and I couldn't even get the chance to wear the jacket and feel the full coziness because it was just so sunny." Of course, there was more to Ella Emhoff's trip than fashion. She fully embraced the athletic aspect of her mountain experience, trekking up snowy hills and using ski poles for support. She also found a whole lot to love about the Swiss culinary experience and enjoyed plenty of vegan fondue along the way. St. Moritz has long been a hotspot for A-list celebrities and European royals. Emhoff rubbed shoulders with at least one major celebrity on her trip, telling Interview magazine, "I also spent the whole trip traveling in tandem with Anne Hathaway. I went to the airport lounge and I was like, oh, hello. Anne and her kids and her husband were just hanging out." Winter is not the only time of year that Emhoff has been known to have a good time. The model and designer has also been spotted out and about on more than one boat trip over the years. In 2021, Emhoff posted a shot on Instagram of herself on a boat in a red swimsuit. Months before that, paparazzi captured her cozying up to Hein on a small yacht in Saint-Tropez. As reported by the Daily Mail at the time, Emhoff and Hein were photographed soaking up the sun on the deck of a sleek chartered vessel. Every once in a while, they were served drinks by a man in a green-colored shirt, allowing them to enjoy their day of relaxation to the max. This outing was hardly low-priced. The Daily Mail reported that a day-long boat charter likely cost the couple $2,400. That being said, it looked like they had a good time de-stressing after a busy weekend at Paris Fashion Week.
I did Saint-Tropez, so.
Emhoff's life is not all fun and games. She's known to work very hard, both as a model and a designer. In 2024, Emhoff also hosted a gallery opening where she exhibited a series of art pieces that she had knitted. To those who know Emhoff's work, it was no surprise to see her talent on display. Several of her textiles included detailed self-portraits that zoomed in on her brow line, freckles, and glasses. Emhoff sold many of her pieces for thousands of dollars. According to the New York Post, the emerging artist's knitted self-portrait boasted a $5,500 price tag. Even many of Emhoff's clothing items were not especially affordable. A pair of hand-knit pants reportedly cost about $350. Although these prices may sound high, Emhoff's biggest fans seem to think that her work was worth it. One of her supporters told the New York Post, "Her stuff is gorgeous. I don't even know how she began to do this stuff. It's crazy."